First time I had my run-in with depression when I was at McKinsey & Company, which is one of the well-known management consulting firms. And I was working 60 to 80 hours a week. In the space of about 2 to 3 weeks, I went from being hard charging on top of my game to being basically catatonic. I finally sort of came to the realization that, boy, I need help. I don't know what to do here. Susan Jablonski was a professional development coordinator, which was an HR function. And so I called her up. I said, something is wrong with me. I don't know what it is. And she asked me a few questions. How do you feel? And she said, you're depressed. And I'm like, what? So she said, sit tight, we'll get you help. We have a psychiatrist that is willing to see you as soon as you can get there. She diagnosed me right then and there. She prescribed me Zoloft, and thankfully that worked over a period of about a month. So it gave me back to me.
Stress, anxiety, depression. What happens is we feel in workplaces that we can't let our guard down. If we're not balancing wellness with work, then we often see an end result of burnout.
It's this physical feeling of despair and helplessness, and your brain slows down. You're half step behind everything. Some people think, well, I can just push through depression. It's an act of will, and I will just buckle down and get through it. And you really can't. You can't will yourself through what's effectively a chemical imbalance in your brain.
I've pretty much dedicated the last several years of my career to wellness in the workplace. I have seen in a number of instances where we don't have the proper infrastructure and support in place, and that becomes a big problem that we could have addressed earlier on had we had the right tools, the right support, and the right programs in place.
It's important for any organization to be really clear that supporting mental health of their workforce is a senior management priority, and not just say it, but also provide the resources to employees. So when I look back at it, if I didn't have a Susan to call, I would have just kept continuing to spiral down.
We can set up a wellness and workplace initiative in every industry. And in order to do that, we all have to work together to help people overcome the stigma attached to mental illness.
The most important thing we can do in an organization is to be proactive. We need to understand that if we want someone to perform well, then they have to feel good, and that means physically as well as mentally. So performance-wise, if we get in the front of it, then we perform better as an organization.
It's a big deal to sort of come out and say, yes, I need help. You'll be less likely to do that unless you're sure you will be supported and you are sure that there will not be negative implications on your career. It's a higher bar for commitment than I think almost anything else from senior management.
Join SHRM Foundation in leading transformational change in the workplace by recognizing the value of workplace mental health. When you prioritize mental health at work, your employees feel valued, and that adds to your bottom line.